welcome to ScreenPlay, where we discuss elements of pop culture for the community. I'm your host, Noah Bailey. Today we will be joined by one of our cultural writers, Alejandra Padilla, who will be sharing her review on American Horror Story's Hotel. Also in the studio today is the star of Aurora University's upcoming production of Maken All, Kelsey Burlington. But before we start our interviews, let's watch a nicely edited piece by our friends over at AU in View about the university's fall play.
Aurora University's theater department is hard at work for their upcoming production of Maken All by Sophie Treadwell. Director of Maken All, Stacey Parker Joyce, tells us what the drama's about.
The play is a 1920s expressionistic feminist drama written by a woman named Sophie Treadwell, and it was a response to a trial she covered of a young woman who murdered her husband.
Parker Joyce's production will be modernized to show different male and female stereotypes in society.
What happens when someone is forced into a role that they don't want to play, or that when society, the machine, Maken All, forces them to play out their role in a way that is not what they really in their heart want to be doing.
Kelsey Burlington, lead actress in Maken All, says that college students will hopefully relate to what they see on stage.
Like in high school, you had your jocks, you had your cheerleaders, you had the popular ones, and then seeing how these stereotypes are still around and how they give perspective to everyone as well.
Burlington says that despite the heavy subject matter, the cast still remains positive and family-oriented.
Our theater group is a big family, and we all work together in such a big way.
Maken All opens November 6th at 7:30 in the Perry Theater.
Now, joined in the studio
Aurora
with me
University's
is the star of the upcoming university's production of Maken All, Kelsey Burlington. How's it going, Kelsey?
It's good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. So you are the young woman in the play Maken All.
Yes.
So can you tell us some, just a little bit about the show?
The show is based around all these archetypes that are conspired. Maken All is like a big machine, and everybody has a certain archetype. So you have your bros, you have your plastics, the motherly figure, and so on and so forth. But with the young woman, she doesn't have an archetype. She's trying to figure out where she fits into this machine of a world. And so it's very cool, and she's trying to discover where she belongs. She ends up marrying her boss and having a baby with him, and just, I don't want to give everything away. So, but it's very cool, and it's very inspiring.
Very cool. That sounds awesome. Now, what has been your favorite part of the rehearsal process so far?
My favorite part is being around everybody in the rehearsal process and being with my friends and everyone a part of it. I love going to rehearsals every night and discovering new things about my character and what else can be essentially played on and so on. It's very cool.
Very cool. Now, how do you feel like the audience is going to react to this show? Because this Aurora University's never really done something like this before. It's an expressionist play. It's almost 100 years old.
It is.
I mean, how do you think they'll feel? This is a weird play.
It is. We've taken it into a very different outlook, and so it's going to be very hyped, as we've been saying, so a lot of makeup and all kinds of stuff. I hope that the community looks at it and say maybe that's me in a way, and those certain archetypes that we see also throughout high school and college as well. We have those bros, we have those jocks, we have someone who is the motherly figure, the Disney princess, and so I hope people look at it in a positive way too.
Very cool. Do you think that there's a main message that you hope for people when they see the show that they'll get out of it? You know, you said that you wanted it to be positive, but do you have like a message that you think you'd want people to leave the theater thinking?
Probably to break out of your archetype a little bit. You don't always have to be in that machine of a life, and you can, like we said, break out of that in a way and explore other things that's going on.
Very cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Maken All opens November 6th and runs until the 14th, with every performance being at 7:30 p.m. Now, although the production is free, which is great, it is still suggested to register online at aurora.edu. You can find the registration page by searching Maken All, Machinal, or by searching Arts and Ideas. Now, for an exciting look at what some of the ScreenPlay members did last week. Me, Austin, Alejandra, and our intern Wyatt all went out to Basement of the Dead in downtown Aurora, which has been dubbed Illinois' scariest haunted house. Nice enough to let us do a walkthrough of both their traditional haunted house and their newer blacklit house, Shattered, which was swarming with clowns. Let's take a look. Hey guys, it's Noah from ScreenPlay here, and I am with
Alejandra.
And Wyatt.
And what we are going to do is we are at Basement of the Dead. It is in downtown Aurora. It is open until November 1st, so you still have a while to check it out. You should definitely do so. We are going to be doing our piece by walking through Basement of the Dead. We will probably wet our pants. So, let's roll.
We're gonna have so much fun in here together! Watch your step though! Strap in tight and hold on! Oh, God! I'm on top of you! Are you ready? Wait a minute! I'm sorry! Oh my God! Take it off the pan! I did it again!
And for those of you watching at home, I hope you didn't have to change your pants now like we did last week. Basement of the Dead will be open until Halloween night and reopens on November 13th to be a zombie paintball fest. Basement of the Dead is located right underneath Bailey Doyle's in downtown Aurora on New York Street. And now we will turn to Alejandra, who's going to be sharing her review of American Horror Story Hotel. How's it going, Alejandra?
Good. Great to be here. Thanks.
Good, I'm glad. Now, you watched American Horror Story Hotel.
Yes.
Please, do tell us how it's been.
So far, so good. I definitely love the inspiration behind it. Ryan Murphy had said, like, in some interview that he was inspired by after watching some surveillance video of a girl acting erratically in an elevator, and then after that, she was never seen again. So that's kind of like the little inspiration behind that. He was talking about Elise Lamb. Was in 2013, she was found in the hotel's water tank decomposing after people were complaining that the water looked and tasted funny. So yeah, it's a really messed up story, and the history of the hotel, has had, serial killers that live there, suicides and everything. So it kind of set up hotel, and so far it's really pushing all of those horror stories.
That is really freaky.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I knew that the Hotel Cortez, which is like in
LA.
in LA, and based in American Horror Story, is actually inspired by a hotel in the early 1900s, late 1800s, in Chicago, in Chicagoland. Yeah, there was a guy who is Evan Peters' character, who he made this hotel for essentially to be able to kill people. People would check in and they'd never check out. So, yeah, pretty creepy.
So yeah, there's a lot of different, inspirations behind it, but that one was the one that stuck out the most, and so far is making a lot of sense with all the characters and all, there's, spoiler alert, The detective finding out the murders and things like that that has to go to the hotel. So it's been pretty freaky and scary so far. And above all, there's also Lady Gaga there as well. So that's a new element of the show that is pretty interesting to watch so far.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of them bringing in so many new actors? Because I feel like, you have Wes Bentley, you have Lady Gaga, you have Cheyenne Jackson, you have Max Greenfield, you have, there's just, so many people, and they're getting rid of people like Jessica Lange and Lily Rabe and Thaisa Farmiga. Like, they just aren't in the season, like this season anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's great and also saddening because everyone loved Jessica Lange. I know I did.
She was the queen.
Of course. But I think it's really cool that they're adding these new people and trying to get different audiences to come, because I can totally see all the little monsters watching this right now.
Oh, definitely.
And just, going, Gaga for Gaga. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, I think it was the highest premiere, or the highest rated premiere
Nice.
of the season so far, because everybody wanted to see, it. And spoiler alert to people watching, I was getting ready for Lady Gaga to be killed the first episode, because that's what Ryan Murphy does. His show Scream Queens, which is on Fox right now, it was starring Ariana Grande and Nick Jonas and all these people, and both of them got killed in the first episode.
Yeah.
And it was okay, cool, this is what's going to happen to Lady Gaga, but she's been in every episode so far.
Yes, well, she's, was it the Countess? And
Yes.
she owns the hotel and stuff like that. So I think she's going to stick around for quite some time. And I think she actually does a lot of the murdering. I know in the first episode, she does,
pretty creepy.
Slice and dice some people. So I think she's going to stick around for a while, and I hope so. And I heard that Jessica Lange is going to do possibly
a little bit. I did hear that
coming
too.
in, so I'm excited to see if they get to interact with each other. So that'll be cool.
I think that'll be awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your review. Now it's time to move on to Screen Time. In this segment, pop culture topics will be chosen from our pool of submissions, and we'll have a short amount of time to talk about them, 60 seconds to be exact. When the time is up, the topic gets thrown out, and we move on to the next chosen submission. All right, let's begin. 30 seconds to talk, or 60 seconds to talk about the new Hunger Games movie coming out in 2 weeks.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this since last November, because I haven't read any of the books, so do not give any of it away. And so, but I love the movies and I love the series, so I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
excited too.
Yes, I was kind of I get kind of devastated that they split the last one into two.
I know.
That they've been
The
doing all
part one was really slow.
It was.
But I
Just
felt
a
like it was a
little.
build up.
It was. You had to build it up a little bit.
And now it's going to snowball, and hopefully it'll be great.
Yes.
So.
And I think that so far with that one, because I have read the books, they've kind of the most important pieces they did added in there. So while I was watching part one, I was like, okay, that makes sense that they're putting all this information in this one. So in the second part, we're going to see a lot of more of the action and inflammation and stuff.
I'm so excited.
So it's definitely going to be interesting, I think. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be really cool. And now I'm just I'd say, what is Jennifer Lawrence going to do for a job now? But she's already had a bunch of other stuff. But I feel like there's some people that may just disappear now that now that it's over. Okay, 1 minute to talk about Frapula. This is that sounds really weird. Alejandro, you were telling us about this.
Yes, it's a thing. So Starbucks just released their new drink, and it's called Frapula. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I know there's mocha on the bottom, and it's this frappuccino, and then they put raspberry drizzle on top, so it looks like blood. And then that's their drink that they're having. It released in America today.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I'm not sure until Friday or Saturday. And it's going back, I know they did last year was the Frankenstein or something like that. Where it's
interesting.
The green
I didn't know that.
Frappuccino. So they're trying to see how excited. And I'm excited. I'm going to go get one after this.
Sounds
Very cool. That does sound good.
Yes.
I bet they are going to make so much money because
well, they did the whole thing
the
with
birthday cake.
One.
I know. I got a grande one, which is the medium, and it's small, and it was $8. And I was like, no thanks. All right. Well, we're out of time. That concludes this episode of ScreenPlay. Join us next time for more talk about pop culture and things going on in the community. If you would like to show your love for ScreenPlay or have suggestions for us or would like to be on the show, find us on Twitter at @AUSpartanMedia or tweet us using the hashtag #AUScreenPlay. And a big thanks to Alejandra Padilla and Kelsey Burlington for being on the show. I'm your host, Noah Bailey. Until next time.